Hi book lovers, welcome back to my channel. I've got another gigantic monthly book haul for you guys. This is everything that I got back in January. I got a bunch of new special editions. I bought some new books, some used books. I found some used books off of Facebook, and I also went book shopping with a friend with another booktuber, so I have that giant haul. So I have a lot to share with you guys, but before I do, I have a sponsor for today's video. A big thank you to Dossier for sponsoring my channel again. If you haven't heard of them, they are a perfume company. They are a perfume brand that reproduces high-end luxury scents. So their perfumes are inspired by these really expensive brands, but just for a fraction of the cost. They have an awesome risk-free system. If you don't like a scent of theirs, you can return it or exchange it. They currently have a welcome offer for up to 20% off their perfumes, and you can also add on my code. My code LaceyT10 gets you an additional 10% off on top of that welcome offer. This month I got 2 new perfumes by them. This one is called Floral Honeysuckle. It's inspired by Gucci Bloom Eau de Parfum. It's got a really fresh floral scent. Top notes are green leaves, orange, and honeysuckle. And this other perfume I got is perfect if you love some cherry scents. It's ambery cherry inspired by Tom Ford Lost Cherry Eau de Parfum. It's got cherry, almond, and cinnamon top notes, and each bottle it comes with this little card that tells you all the notes, what it's inspired by, and the concentration. So be sure to check them out and use my code. I'll link them down below in my description. And of course, a big thank you again to Dossier for sponsoring today's video. Back to my book haul. I don't know if you can tell, but everything is currently right behind me, so let's just get started. I wanted to start off with some book boxes. I'm a rep for a couple boxes, so here are 2 boxes that I got from the Bookish box. These are the November and December adult boxes. The November theme was Enchanted Retelling. There were 2 books in this box. There are no customizations because December was the month that they actually started to do the customizations. So December and every month onward, they have their exclusive hardcovers. So these are the regular finished copies. This is a Spindle Splintered by Alex E. Harrow and a Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer. There's this tea infuser ball that you put like loose tea leaves in for a cup of tea. There's also this little journal. It's got some gold foiling on it. It's inspired by the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. This little box has their wine tumbler. It's royal romance themed, and this is what the tumbler looks like. This one is their little ring crown. It's kind of a little big on me though. And this is the November shirt. It says, "Be the hero in your own story." And then the December adult box was the one that a lot of people were excited about because it had a pretty big popular author. It was Scarlett Clair. So the Bookish box did an exclusive edition of her newest release, King of Battle and Blood, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, there's some pretty gold foiling on it on the front and the back too. It came with this exclusive bonus scene. I love the sprayed edges. It matches with the interior of the hardcover. It's signed by Scarlett, and I don't know if you can see that clearly, but this is the artwork on the other side of the dust jacket, and I love this gold foil embossing on the naked hardcover. It is so pretty, and this is what the spine looks like. It is a really gorgeous edition. I'm very glad that the Bookish box is putting in some more effort into their adult boxes like they have been for their YA boxes. There are less goodies in the box because of the exclusive edition, but honestly I don't mind that because the book is what I'm here for. I still haven't read this one yet. I do on the paperback, but haven't touched it. I've heard some mixed reviews, but I'm still really looking forward to reading it. This is the candle in the box. It's called Celestial Forest. It's inspired by the Zodiac Academy series, and here's the blanket. It's inspired by Outlander. It's got a quote from the series. It says, "For where all love is, the speaking is unnecessary." This is a shirt that's inspired by King of Battle and Blood. It says, "Sing for me, Sparrow." So that was Bookish box. I also got a couple boxes from Mystic Box, which is for dark romances. This is what their box looks like. The first one that I got was the Pepper Winters box. This is like the completion of her Monsters in the Dark exclusive hardcovers. So we have book 3, Twisted Together, and then the novella Je suis à toi. I'm obsessed with these covers. I adore how they look, and the whole set looks so nice. Each box comes with its own pin, and this one, it's got a bird in a cage, which is perfect for the series. If you haven't read the Monsters in the Dark series, it's a very dark kidnapping romance, like human trafficking kidnapping romance. I read book 1 a long time ago, but I remember really liking it. And then the other Mystic box was for Tilly Cole, and I love how these look, especially because they started doing these sprayed edges. So these are the 2 Tilly Cole books. This is It Ain't Me Babe, which is book 1 in the Hades Hangman series, and then Sick Fucks. Look how great they are. I love it. And then these are what the edges look like. I love how they look. The insides are so nice too. Of these two, I've only read It Ain't Me Babe, and I love her Hades Hangman series, but I haven't read it in a while. It also comes with this print, a booklet with some fan art, and this is the pin inspired by Sick Fucks. It says TikTok. I also got a rep box from Belle Book Box, which is a sister box to Mystic Box. These are more for contemporary romances, so if you're not a fan of dark romance, Belle Book Box is perfect. These are the two beautiful hardcovers. There are two different authors in each box. This is A Gorgeous Villain by Saffron A. Kent. There is a misspelling in the title, which I didn't even notice until someone told me, but if you did happen to get this box, make sure to join the box's Facebook group because there is a form for you to fill out so you can get like a dust jacket to cover this up. And this is Once We Were Starlight by Mia Sheridan. They also started doing the sprayed edges for Belle Book Box, and I love how they look. I'm so happy with all these customized special edition hardcovers, but then again, it does make me want to get them all. It came with this cute little book chevert pillowcase and a pin that says Library Dweller Book Smeller. This last box is actually a new box. It's a new launch from the same owner of Belle Book Box and Mystic Box. It's the Arcane Society. There aren't actually any books here. I didn't get any books just yet because they're not ready yet. But if you missed it, the first author for this first launch is Laura Thalassa and her Four Horsemen series. If you weren't able to snag your own set because it did sell out so quickly, there is an interest form. As soon as the form meets the number of submissions that they need, they're gonna do a reprint, so I'll link that one down below. But this is the gorgeous box. It's got some beautiful gold foiling on it, and these are the Four Horsemen stickers you could buy with your box. Book 1 is Pestilence, Book 2 is War, Book 3 is Famine, and Book 4 is Death. I'm actually not much of a sticker person, but I am legit obsessed with these stickers because they're so perfect. Also, totally forgot to mention, this box is dedicated to fantasy and paranormal romance, so if you love those genres, definitely check them out. And I almost forgot, I am wearing some merch from Hello Lovely Box. It's a t-shirt that says one of a kind, and if you are interested in any of these boxes, I do have links to them in my description as well as my discount codes. I also got a couple other special editions, like some one-offs. This one is the Indigo special edition of Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I will admit I'm not like the biggest fan of this cover, but I had to have it because it is Penelope Douglas, who I love. I saw it available on Penelope Douglas's website, so I snatched that up so fast. I don't know if it still has some available, but you can get your own signed copy and save like 20 bucks from shipping from Canada. And then these are two Hello Lovely Box special editions. This is an old one that I've been really wanting, Sinner by Sierra Simone, which is one of my favorite books. It's such a good taboo romance. And then this adorable edition of Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. This was such a sweet Christmas romance. I loved it, so I had to get this. I also got this really sweet Valentine's Day box from my friend Samantha from Books with Samantha. I haven't opened it yet because I've been saving it for around Valentine's Day. Samantha was also the friend that I visited, so we could go book shopping together. It's kind of like a blind date with a book box with some goodies. Here is what's inside. There's this bar of soap. It's from Zoom Bar. It's goat's milk soap, which I didn't even know was a thing. It smells really nice though, kind of lemony. Some lip gloss, got some chocolate, some lint and Ghirardelli, some more lip gloss, and some eyeshadow. And these are the surprise books. I love how they're packaged. I do believe that Samantha is trying to open up her own Etsy shop for these blind date with the book boxes. I'll have to double check if she's opened up the shop yet, but I love it already. There are two historical romances. The hardcover is the gorgeous edition of Flowers from the Storm by Laura Kinsale. I read this one last year. I loved it. And then this is the beautiful step back edition of A Valentine Wedding by Jane Feather. So a perfect Valentine's Day romance for a Valentine's Day box. And then I got a bunch of books from some publishers. These are two arcs that I got last month. Reputation by Lex Croucher. This is Bridgerton meets Gossip Girl, and it's out in April. And this is Boss Witch by Anne Aguirre, which is the standalone sequel to Witch Please. So it's another paranormal romance. It's enemies to lovers this time between a witch and a witch hunter. I got a bunch of books from Berkeley too. This is Ramon and Julieta by Alana Quintana Albertson. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling and a foodie romance. Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly, which is a queer romance. It's another foodie romance. It's set on this cooking show competition. I actually read this one last month and I did enjoy it. Savage Road by Christine Feehan, which is part of her Torpedo Inc. series, her MC romance series. Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon, which is a romance between a TV meteorologist and a sports reporter, which I also read last month. I liked it, but not quite as much as her her release from last year, The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broca. It's a romance between co-writers who have had a falling out. The Runaway Duchess by Joanna Lowell, which is a historical romance, it's got a secret identity here. Soulmates by Jen Frederick, which is a sequel to Heart and Soul, which came out last year. I didn't read Heart and Soul because I knew there wasn't a happily ever after there, which people were not happy about, so hopefully the sequel fixes that. This is The Siren Sussex by Mamie Matthews, which I tried so hard to read. I got the audiobook from my library, but I literally could not get into it. I ended up DNFing this historical romance. And Lightning in a Mirror by Jane Ann Krentz. I got this from Gallery Books. This is Made in Manhattan by Lauren Lane, her newest book. It's a retelling, it's a reverse retelling of My Fair Lady. So the heroine is wealthy and the hero is not, and she's trying to fix him up. Carina Press sent me this FF romance. It's Devon and Chris plan a wedding. So it's a wedding romance and it's got fake dating. Another FF romance Avon sent me, Count Your Lucky Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. This is part of her Written in the Stars series, which is so good. I really like it, so I need to read this one soon. I was sent these two Nora Roberts books. They're both 2-in-1 books. This one is Bright Stars. It's got One More with Feeling and Opposites Attract, and without a doubt is more romantic suspense. It's got Night Moves and This Magic Moment. Here's a new historical romance that I got from Forever. It's How to Deceive a Duke by Samara Parrish. I am not the biggest fan of this cover, but I do like that it's a second chance romance. Another historical romance from St. Martin's Press. This is Girls Before Earls by Anna Bennett. I really like this title. It is a start to a new series. Entangled Publishing sent me these two books. Christmas Grace by Mindy Steele, which is an Amish pregnancy romance, and The Sweetheart Deal by Miranda Liason, which is a marriage of convenience romance. These ones are from Source Books. Lucky Leap Day by Anne Marie Walker, To Be Loved by You by Debbie Burns, Bullets and Silver by Nick James. This one is a great title. It's The Best of Both Wolves by Terry Spear, and Charming Texas Cowboy by Terry Ann Stanley. I got a couple books from some indie authors. This is Tattered Stars by Catherine Cowles. It's romantic suspense, it's small town. I really like this one. Group Therapy by B.B. Easton. This is her newest release. The heroine is a therapist, and one of her clients, the hero, he wants to ask her out. And this is Filthy Secret by Serena Ackroyd, which is her mafia romance. It's part of her 5 Points Mob collection, and it is huge. I got a couple of non-romances too. This is Hotel Portofino by J.P. O'Connell, which is historical fiction. Bad Luck Bridesmaid by Allison Rose Greenberg. Text for You by Sophie Kramer. This one has a pretty interesting premise. The heroine, her fiance dies and she ends up texting his old phone number and someone responds. One Night on the Island by Josie Silver. Getting His Game Back by Gia de Cadenet. And With Love from London by Sarah Gio. So that's everything that I got from authors and publishers. I also got a couple books from some friends. My friend Desiree sent me A Royal Kiss and Tell by Julia London. It's a royal historical romance, and this is The Step Back. Samantha also sent me another book. This is A Wicked Kind of Husband by Mia Vinci. It's such a good and hilarious historical romance. It's got A Marriage of Convenience and Enemies to Lovers. And then I was gifted the new Kresley Cole Monroe. This is the latest book in her Immortals After Dark series. It's book 18 or 19, somewhere around there, but it was such a good comeback from Kresley Cole. I loved being back in this world, and I was so happy that we finally got Monroe's romance. I also ended up buying a bunch of books from Amazon and Facebook. Like, I joined some Facebook groups and just bought books from there. I was able to find these two books from Tessa Bailey. I think they changed up the covers for the Made in Jersey series, but these are the originals. This is Worked Up, and this is Wound Tight. Wound Tight is her MM romance, and Worked Up, it's got one of my favorite heroes from Tessa Bailey, Duke. He's such a grumpy hero. I love him. I found a signed copy of one of my favorite R.S. Gray books. It's The Allure of Dean Harper. It's such a good enemies to lovers romance. Also, I think it was kind of an office romance, but it was hilarious. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea to get the middle of a series. I got books 2 and 3 in the Madison Kate series, even though I don't own book 1. But book 2 is Liar and book 3 is Fake. I do love the series. It's reverse harem, and I've been wanting to collect the series, so I will eventually get to getting the rest of the paperbacks. I had to get one of my favorites from last year, Heart Smart by Emma Lee Jane. I read this one before The Love Hypothesis, but it does have a really similar vibes. If you've read The Love Hypothesis and you've been wanting something similar to it, I highly recommend this one. It's set in academia and STEM, and it does have a very grumpy hero. I got the signed copy of one of my favorites from J. Daniels. It's Where I Belong, which is book 1 in her Alabama Summer series, and I think it's the only one that I actually really enjoyed in the series. I found another signed favorite on Facebook. book. It's Kyland by Mia Sheridan. I freaking loved her Sign of Love series. It was so good, and this is one of my favorites. Each book in the Sign of Love series was based off of a different astrological sign, and this one is Taurus. I actually traded someone for this. It's a signed copy of the Grip trilogy by Kennedy Ryan. I love this series to death, especially book 2 still, so I couldn't pass this one up and traded someone for it. I do own the original covers, the original paperbacks, but I have been wanting these newer covers. I bought one of my favorite mafia romance books. It's Torture to Our Soul by J.M. Darhauer. It's book 2 in the Monster in His Eyes series, which is amazing. It's an age gap, kind of forbidden mafia romance, and I bought this one off of eBay. This is Dark Sky by Kresley because I've been rereading the Immortals After Dark series, and I decided to finally collect the rest of the books that I didn't own yet. I think I only have 1 or 2 more books in the series to buy, but this one is actually a library edition. I don't think it said that, so I was a little annoyed, but I was able to get the plastic off. And then some historical romances that I've been looking for. 2 more Beverly Jenkins books to add to my collection. I have so many of her books now. This is the original cover of Vivid, and this is the original cover of Topaz. I've been looking forever for this edition of Kiss of the Highlander by Karen Marie Moning, and I finally found it. I love this series. It's part of her Highlander historical romance series, although some of them are, like the later books are set in modern day. And then I got so many freaking books during my shopping trip with Samantha. Some of these are books that I bought at the used bookstores that we visited, and some of them are books that Samantha just gave me because she didn't want them anymore. One of the stores was sadly closing, so they had this closing sale, and I think I got books for around 50 cents each. I'll go through them a little quickly just because there are so many of them. This is the last Amanda Quick step back that I've been looking for. It's Rendezvous, and this is the step back. Lord of Enchantment by Suzanne Robinson. This is the step back, and there's a freaking dolphin on it. I got 2 Cat Martins, The Devil's Advocate with this step back, and Perfect Sin, which is her cheating and groveling romance, which I did read. Well, I kind of just read the ending of it. Morning Sun by Karen Roberts, which is so beautiful. The original cover of Love is Blind by Lindsay Sands. Sweet Starfire by Jane Ann Krentz, which is one of her sci-fi / futuristic romances. I found these 2 Sherry Thomas books, My Beautiful Enemy and The Luckiest Lady in London, which I just read and really liked. I got these 2 Joanna Lindsay books with step backs that I've kind of been casually looking for. This is Captive of My Desires, and this one is Home for the Holidays. I found some older books from these 3 classic authors. This is Loving Angeline by Linda Howard, Valley of the Sun by Elizabeth Lowell, and The Family Way by Jane Ann Krentz. I found this Kathleen E. Woodowis book, Ashes in the Wind. I got this Tessa Dare because I've been wanting to complete my collection of the series, the Girl Meets Duke series. It's the governess game with this beautiful step back. 10 Ways to Be Adored by Sarah McLean, and it's got this 2-page step back. Only Mine by Elizabeth Lowell, and it's got this beautiful step back. Samantha gave me a bunch of Judith McNaught because I love her and she does not. Simple Gifts, which is with Jude Devereaux, Once and Always, Almost Heaven, Until You, Double Standard, and another one with Jude Devereaux, A Holiday of Love. And this last stack is all Beverly Jenkins books. I got Captured, which is her pirate romance, The Taming of Jessie Rose, which is one of my favorite covers from her. This one is Jewel, Always and Forever, Something Like Love, Midnight, Winds of the Storm, and A Chance at Love, which is another gorgeous cover because of the heroine's glorious hair. I also got this gigantic box from Entangled. I had no idea what was going on when I got this box. There aren't actually any books here, it's just goodies, but I do really like one of the goodies here. So the box is for the Crave series by Tracy Wolff. There's this little pouch, it says Bad Witch Energy. A little backpack, it says Go Smudge Yourself. This t-shirt that says Vampires Are Sexy AF. And my favorite thing in this box are these freaking Pop-Tarts. They designed the whole Pop-Tarts box for the Crave series. These are the covers of the first 4 books. I guess these ones are the main characters, and then the flavor is Frostbitten Cherry. It does say that there's limited edition art inside, so I'll just open this up. And I guess this is it. It's a little artwork of Catmere Academy, which is the school that the Crave series is set in. And that is it for this giant book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!